More than 2,000 years ago in ancient Greece there lived a lonely wanderer who recorded tales of gold-gathering ants, the one-eyed Arimaspians, and the hidden secrets of the river Nile. Herodotus, later honored by history as the father of history, wove the ultimate romance of classical geography into every line of his writings. Tonight walk beside him to the far edges of the ancient world and drift into peaceful slumber amid his wondrous strange tales. History is far more than the political struggles and wars of kings and nobles. It is also the bizarre, marvelous distant lands painted vividly in the works of Herodotus. His entire life became an endless journey of travel, wandering along the blurred boundary between reality and fantasy and leaving behind humanity's most magnificent literary legacy. In this soothing story meant only for quiet listening, you will hear the endless rolling waves of the Mediterranean Sea. Let those ancient mythical tales become your softest lullaby deep into the night. Some truths must be verified by footsteps, while certain quiet legends deserve to be guarded by the heart alone. Amid the raging wars between Persia and Greece, Herodotus searched for the deepest echoing connection between different ancient civilizations. He did not merely record historical events, he stood against the slow erosion of time and fought to preserve the fading splendor of ages destined to be forgotten. Follow this gentle storyteller into the faded narrative of classical antiquity and welcome a night of calm, undisturbed sleep. Imagine living in an age when the map of the world remained unfinished and God still walked freely upon mortal soil. On the remote edges of this unknown world, giant ants dug deep into desert sand to unearth precious gold, and one-eyed guardians stood atop snow-capped mountains watching over hidden treasures. These were not wild dreams or poetic fantasies, but a living, breathing world recorded on parchment by a solitary Greek scholar. Herodotus, known to later generations as the father of history, filled his writings not only with grand battles and imperial conflicts but also with eerie, fascinating legends of distant lands. Tonight let the soft, gentle glow of flickering firelight stay with us as we walk fully into the untold story of his life. This is more than a simple record of distant journeys. It is the deepest, thoughtful gaze of an exiled soul wandering across the vast ancient earth. With truths shaded by human bias and poetic legends wrapped in subtle grace, he built an eternal bridge, linking the distant past to the unfolding future. Now close your eyes, let your thoughts drift on the ancient sea breeze of the Mediterranean, floating deep into the misty mysteries of classical geography. The turning point of Herodotus' life unfolded amid violent political turmoil in the city of Halicarnassus. In his youth he could have lived out a quiet, stable life in his hometown, yet his open opposition to the local tyrant forced him onto the lonely path of lifelong exile. Beneath his refined, melancholy features lay a restless, wandering spirit. Exile never broke his spirit, instead it granted him the clear eyes to observe and understand the wider world. In the turbulent 5th century, the shadow of the vast Persian Empire loomed over the entire Mediterranean, bringing brutal collisions between rising civilizations. Rather than taking up arms for war, Herodotus chose to take up his writing brush, setting out to explore remote lands where few Greeks had ever ventured. He stood barefoot in the muddy floodplains of the Nile, asking local priests why the great river rose high in the heat of summer. He wandered beneath the towering hanging gardens of Babylon, listening closely to forgotten dialects and age-old local folklore. He came to realize every nation held its own version of truths that often seemed absurd and incomprehensible to foreign travelers. This quiet cultural nostalgia became the underlying tone of all his writings. He searched not only for recorded history but for the shared fate and humanity binding all people across distant lands. He carefully noted the texture of foreign garments, the rich aroma of rare spices, and every small detail of daily life, believing precise, vivid records could ease the hollow emptiness brought by endless exile. During these wandering years the scorching southern sun darkened his complexion, yet his eyes grew brighter with quiet understanding. He knew he was stepping into a far grander labyrinth of human civilization and fate. Herodotus earned enduring fame for his haunting, vivid descriptions of bizarre creatures and mysterious lands at the outermost edges of the known world. He wrote that far away in ancient India giant woolly ants dug golden sand from beneath the earth, forcing local people to ride swift camels and flee for their lives to claim the precious treasure. He told of desolate northern wilderness where the one-eyed Arimaspians fought endless, fierce battles against griffin beasts that guarded mountains of hidden gold. Modern readers may dismiss these accounts as ridiculous nonsense, yet within Herodotus' worldview these strange wonders felt like a natural extension of the living world. He believed the earth followed perfect balance and symmetry. Remote, harsh lands, though difficult to inhabit, must surely hold the rarest, most precious treasures. This profound sense of balance in classical geography reflected his sacred reverence for cosmic order, a unique, elegant beauty woven from strict logic and wild Imagination by the glow of late-night campfires he listened quietly to traveling merchants spinning tall tales, his quill scratching softly across parchment, preserving these dreamlike legendary scenes. He never rushed to expose exaggerated lies, for he understood mythology formed the deepest outer shell of every civilization, and hidden within fanciful tales lay human nature far more profound than plain factual truth. Every line of his writing carries the quiet sorrow of fate, as if behind every strange rumor lay the rise and fall of empires long buried beneath desert sand. He intertwined lavish depictions of Persian kings' extravagant lifestyles with tales of primal wild power in far-off borderlands, creating striking vivid contrast. For him history flowed as one endless current woven from trivial, absurd yet deeply vivid moments of ordinary human life. Yet Herodotus' greatest ambition lay in untangling the deep-rooted cycle of hatred that endlessly divided ancient Greece and the Persian Empire. He traced the bitter conflict all the way back to mythic times, from the abduction of Io to the elopement of Helen, striving to prove ancient hatred existed as a vast spiraling cycle of cause and effect. Standing beside the broken wreckage left by the Battle of Salamis, Herodotus stared silently at shattered or fragments, feeling the invisible pressure of fate weaving the destiny of nations. He came to understand that personal exile, imperial collapse, and the fall of great cities all followed the same repeating unbreakable patterns of fate. His portrayal of the Persian king Xerxes revealed a complex figure of majestic authority mixed with foolish arrogance, the king who once lashed the waves of the Hellespont, seeking to punish nature itself for defying his will. As Herodotus penned these passages, his heart filled with sorrow and caution toward unchecked power, his sharp writing laying bare the fragility of imperial might before the sacred natural order. During public readings in Athens, his low magnetic voice brought these ancient tales to life, leaving audiences stunned by the immense weight of recorded history. He never sought to celebrate military victory. Instead, he mourned the countless nameless ordinary souls sacrificed beneath grand imperial narratives. This profound human insight elevated his histories far beyond plain factual chronicle, transforming it into a timeless revelation about personal choice, fate, and the heavy cost of destiny. The refined melancholy lingering between every line stands as the gentlest answer of an ancient wise man to the mysteries of the world. Herodotus' journey finally reached its quiet, peaceful end in Thurii, a city in southern Italy which he helped to found as a new home for exiled thinkers. In his later years, deep lines carved by time marked his face, and the exotic wonders that once amazed him gradually softened and blurred within his memory. He began organizing his vast collection of scattered notes, striving to draw final conclusions for every tale. Yet he discovered truth itself existed in countless layered perspectives. On quiet, peaceful afternoons he sat on his porch gazing out at the endless Mediterranean, the rhythm of rolling waves unchanged from what he had heard long ago in his hometown Halicarnassus. His lifetime witnessed the betrayal of his homeland, the relentless rise of Persia, the golden age of Athens, and finally his own gentle retreat into calm seclusion. The revered title Father of History felt to him like a heavy hollow crown. He preferred to see himself simply as a humble listener and recorder of stories. He wrote in his journals that he preserved these memories so that the great deeds of humanity might not fade away with time, and the astonishing glorious achievements of Greeks and foreign peoples might never lose their radiance. This was his gentle quiet rebellion against the passage of time. Even in old age he guarded the last flickering spark of lost civilizations. His physical strength slowly faded, yet his refined, dignified spirit never dimmed. He stood like a weathered stone statue who had seen the endless cycles of mortal existence, waiting calmly for his final peaceful departure. He knew the gold-digging ants and one-eyed guardians from his writings would journey with him into eternal immortal dreams. More than 2,000 years have passed, and most of the mythical strange creatures described by Herodotus have been disproven and explained away by modern geography. Yet whenever we close our eyes, lingering in the soft haze between wakefulness and sleep, we can still picture golden deserts and giant ants lingering over hidden treasures. Returning to the quiet question raised at the beginning, would you choose to believe if giant gold-seeking ants truly lived at the edge of the world? Perhaps what Herodotus truly wished to share was not merely the physical boundaries of the known earth, but the boundless boundaries of human imagination. He left behind no perfectly accurate map, but an eternal testament to human curiosity, compassion, and the endless longing to explore the unknown. As this gentle story fades slowly into the night, may you find your own inner peace beneath the starry sky of classical antiquity. The firelight has dimmed to soft embers. May the gentle narration of the Father of History carry you across the endless river of time into the deepest, most peaceful slumber. May your dreams be filled with glimpses of those distant, glowing ancient lands he once faithfully recorded. Good night and sweet dreams.